Now, although COD 2018 is literally just about to come out, I'm kind of already looking at Call of Duty 2019. You see, maybe about a month ago, I'm not sure how long ago, I made a video about Ghost getting an update, and we really went in the comments on a follow-up video about the next game that comes out. Do we want it to be Ghost 2? Do we want it to be a new IP? Do we want it to be Modern Warfare 4? While I've obviously been playing the beta, the Black Ops beta, which was pretty amazing, it's never really left the back of my mind the question of next year, the next game. You might think it's going to take ages before it's announced, but really they don't get announced that late into the season of the current game. And while it is very unlikely we'll know the next Call of Duty's name pre-DLC 3 or DLC 4 possibly, we don't really know how the cycle's going to work this year, it's still quite interesting to look at the prospects for the next season. In this video I'm going to be going over why Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 is probably the worst idea I've ever heard of. Now, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 is a very popular contender for the next Infinity Ward game, and with staff who worked on the past games already coming back to the studio, it seems a bit like this might actually be what's happening. While I agree it makes the most sense mathematically because it will make them the most money, most revenue compared to their other franchises that they could continue, I think from a gameplay perspective, and more importantly from a story perspective, it would not be the best next step. Now, with Black Ops 4 not actually featuring a campaign, you might be thinking, what do you mean, why does it matter story-wise? Well, I definitely think that Black Ops 4 is a very standout title in it not having a campaign feature. It seems very unlikely that the follow-up game is going to have a similar mode to Blackout, a battle royale, because they don't want to compete with themselves, divide their Blackout fanbase really over two different games, and instead seems a lot more likely that they will just update Blackout through the next load of years basically until the battle royale genre is completely dead, or just the game isn't really financially viable for them to be updating anymore. Now, Modern Warfare 3's campaign basically did not end at all on a cliffhanger. Like, I know there's a little bit of speculation about certain aspects of the final cutscene. Really, it's really not actually really very explorable as a franchise anymore anyway. The things that we needed concluded did kind of get concluded. Sure, I'll admit, Modern Warfare 3 was not a very exactly rewarding ending to the saga that was the Modern Warfare story, but it was a pretty conclusive ending. One option that I have seen going around that I actually am kind of interested in, and is the only way that I can possibly think that it would work, even though it doesn't actually invite itself to be a Modern Warfare title so much, is they explore the events of Modern Warfare Remastered. In Modern Warfare Remastered, the campaign follows a very similar story, as you would expect. However, there is one unique difference and one unique trophy in that game. Time Paradox is rewarded for killing Makarov in the Modern Warfare 1 campaign Remastered. Now, essentially, this would, in theory, change the entire events of the future franchise. So, in theory, through this, you could basically explore a completely changed universe. And this does sound kind of interesting, but I just think it offers more issues really than it offers interesting story beats, and I can't really see them doing it anyway. I think it would be a continuation. The only other alternative which we see with many different franchises is they actually go ahead and make a prequel. I don't want them to make a prequel. I think Call of Duty tries a little bit too hard sometimes with its campaigns. It gets a bit too complicated, gets over everyone's head, and then it's just a wasted idea really. For example, Black Ops 3, the first mission is supposedly the last mission, or the last mission, first mission. Who really knows? It's a bit mental. And you shouldn't have to look online for an explanation for it to make any sense, because it does not make any sense by itself. In a similar way, doing a prequel just means that if you haven't played all of the Modern Warfare series, which I have, but a while ago, and not really brushed up on the details, if there was stuff that just went way over your head, complicated everything, I don't really think everyone would have so much fun with that. And the final point I want to make is just that I think it's not the best IP they've got. I'm trying to focus specifically on why Modern Warfare isn't a good idea, but now I'm going to just quickly mention something that will be the theme of a follow-up video actually, and is a bit related to those past videos that I mentioned earlier. Ghost 2 makes more sense, and in the same way it can explain why this game wouldn't make any sense. Ghost ended on a big cliffhanger. This game didn't, Modern Warfare 3 didn't, so Modern Warfare 4 does not make so much sense. Ghost has a lot to prove. Modern Warfare really doesn't. They had nothing to prove after Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare 3, and it was critically less praised than the past two. And I think finally what makes Ghost so much of a better option is that Ghost is a more recent franchise. Even though there's only one episode, I will still say that it is part of a franchise that they might eventually explore. And the reason that I think that makes a difference is more people simply have played it. Still playing Call of Duty, that is. See, even though Modern Warfare might have been more popular at its height, those players are mostly now not playing, or they have moved on to different games, more story-focused, single-player only games, maybe play a bit of Fortnite on the side. Who knows, maybe they've gone to Battlefield. I mean, I can't blame them, Battlefield 1 was quite promising. Let's not talk about Battlefield, okay? Let's not pile in on what Battlefield 5 seems to be, because, jeez, that is not pretty. But anyway, they've probably gone away. The Ghost fans, I can talk for myself. I'm still here. I'm still willing to play Call of Duty Ghost. Not so sure that the Modern Warfare fans would. I mean, sure, they probably bought Modern Warfare 1 Remastered. However, that was not very popular because of the direction they took the microtransactions in that game. But hey, that's all I got for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I think in this video, I guess I might as well announce something. Throughout September, I've been a little bit stagnant. I know I haven't been making so much content. That's my fault. I should have been trying harder. But October is the launch of a game that I'm hoping to really grow this channel off of. I've been caught slacking this month, haven't been doing so much, although what I have done has really done very, very well on the algorithm, weirdly. First 12 days, well, 11 days before Black Ops 4 launches, I'm hoping to have a video out about Black Ops 4 every single day. Don't hold me to it, but let's hope we get at least 10 out, hey? And we'll see. Thanks for watching, boys.